G'day guys, it's Fudd here with BunkerTube, and we're actually going to do a review of the a preview we've got of the Grandmasters codex. I'm with Adam.
There you go.
And so let's kick it off here, Adam. Where are we going to start?
I was starting in the main part of the book, the special rules. It's got all the bits and pieces about the Grey Knights.
Yep, so that's the army-wide special rules.
Yep, we've got the first one here, Brotherhood of Psychers. All the units in the army basically are Psychers.
That's quite disgusting.
Each unit can use one power each turn. They use the leadership of their Justicars as the leadership for the psychic power.
And they can also get Perils of the Warp by the looks of it.
Yeah, if they take a Perils of the Warp attack, it is just resolved against the Justicar or the unit leader.
Yep.
Whatever it may be. They've got separate mastery levels, so each unit will have a different level of psychic power.
So that means it's the amount of psychic abilities they can take, I think, is it?
Yeah, and the different amount of powers they can use per turn as well.
Yeah.
The vehicles have the psychic pilot rule, which means that for psychic tests they're all leadership 10. If they take a Perils of the Warp attack, they get a glancing hit.
Yep.
They have preferred enemy against demons.
Surprise, surprise.
For pretty much the whole army. Of course, they have, and they shall know no fear.
They are Space Marines.
Yep. They have combat squads for a lot of the units, including their Terminators, which is pretty cool. And they have the Aegis, which is if a Psyker tries to attack a unit with the Aegis special rule, they get a -1 penalty to their leadership for their psychic tests. If the power doesn't actually target a unit but still hits them, they don't suffer any penalty. It just hits them as normal.
Yeah. Alright, so moving on to the next page. We've got Librarian's psychic powers. So some of these have been repeated from the Ultramarine or Space Marine codex. So you've got Smite, that's a 12-inch strength 4, AP 2, assault 4. You've got Quicksilver, that is a power as used at the start of the Librarian's movement phase. If the psychic test is passed, we choose a friendly unit within 6 inches and has an initiative of 10 for the rest of that turn. Warp Rift, which is a template, so it's a flame template, and it's strength dash, which has obviously special rules for it, and then has AP assault 1. There's no, obviously it's still an early version. So the target unit must take an initiative test for each non-vehicle model hit. For every test that it has failed, one model is removed as a casualty. No saving throws allowed, and vehicles hit automatically take a single penetrating hit. It's counted as a shooting attack.
Alright, the next page is the Grandmasters. They're, of course, infantry and independent characters. Their war gear, they come with Terminator armour, Stormbolter, Nemesis Force Sword, frag grenades, crack grenades, psychic grenades, and an iron halo. Their special rules, they've got independent character, they shall know no fear, preferred enemy against demons, and their mastery level 1 Psyker. They also have the Aegis. They have another special rule, which is grand strategy.
It's very cool.
At the start of the game, they roll a d3 and pick 3 units in the army. They get one of the following special rules, which is the Hammer of Righteousness, which means rerolls to wound if you get a 1. Shield of Blades, which is counter-attack for the units. Spear of Light, which is scouts for those units. Or Unyielding Anvil, which means that if they aren't troops, they can take objectives like they were a troop's choice.
Yeah, and just like to add as well that all those last for the duration of the whole game. And just have a look at his stat line as well, just to read that out quickly. He's got a weapon skill and ballistic skill of 6, strength and toughness 4, wounds 3, initiative 5, attacks 3, leadership 10, and he's got a 2+ save, obviously being in Terminator armour. So. Right, the next HQ choice is a Grey Knight Brother Captain. He's got a stat line of Weapon Skill 6, Ballistic Skill 5, Strength and Toughness of 4, he's got 3 wounds, Initiative 5, 3 attacks, Leadership 10, and because he's in Terminator armies it's 2 plus 5, or 2 plus 5 plus. So onto his war gear, he's got obviously Terminator armor, Storm Bolter, his Nemesis Force Weapon, Frag Grenades, Crack Grenades, Psychic Grenades, and Iron Halo. So he's actually got a 4 plus invulnerable save. He's got special rules, so he's an independent character, obviously all the marine things like they shall know no fear, preferred enemy demons, Cycle and Mastery level 1, and the Aegis. He's got psychic powers, Hammer Hand, which we can't actually tell you yet. And the only other special rules he's got here is Psychic Communication, and that is his power is used at the start of the Grey Knight's movement phase. If the psychic test is successful, you can modify any reserve rolls made in this phase by +1 or -1. And choose after each dice roll that has been made. So, and the power is also cumulative with other bonuses.
Alright, the next one is the Brotherhood Champion. His stat line is Weapon Skill 7, Ballistic Skill 4, Strength 4, Toughness 4, 1 wound, Initiative 5. His attacks are special, and Leadership 10 and 2 plus save being in Artificer armor. He comes with a Storm Bolter, Frag Grenades, Crack Grenades, Psychic Grenades, and an Iron Halo. They have an Anointed Blade, which is a Nemesis Force Sword, and it can reroll failed attempts to wound.
It's like a Nemesis Lightning Claws.
Yeah.
Right.
They've got the same special rules that all the characters have, as well as Titan's Herald, which is on a turn that he assaults, his unit that he's with can reroll any failed rolls to hit. They have the Perfect Warrior, which is their attacks. They get to choose one of the following, which is either a single attack for every enemy in base-to-base contact with him, or no attacks but reroll any failed saving throws until the end of the phase, or D3 attacks, D3 +1 if he's charged, directed at a single independent character or monstrous creature in base-to-base contact.
And that one's called Rapist Strike.
Yep. The psychic powers are Hammer Hand and Heroic Sacrifice, which is used in the turn when the Brotherhood Champion is removed as a casualty. If he makes a single attack against one enemy modelling base-to-base contact, if the attack hits, both models are removed as casualties with no saves of any kind, so the Brotherhood Champion as well. If it misses, just the Champion is removed, and that's it for the Brotherhood Champion.
Right, and next we've got Terminators, and they're basically, I think they're pretty much exactly the same as your normal Terminators and Space Marines. Yeah, same?
Yeah.
Pretty much the same. They get special rules, obviously the Space Marines, yeah, it's all the same through the army wide really. They got Hammer Hand as their psychic power, which we've just mentioned before. And I'm going to try and squeeze this next one in. We've got the next one is the Grey Knight Strike Squads. Do you want to go over this one?
Yeah, the Grey Knight Strike Squad's basically the same stats as a Space Marine squad. Yeah, pretty much exactly the same. Same special rules and war gear as the other squads. They've got personal teleporters though. They can make a instead of moving, once per game they can make a teleport shunt up to 30 inches in any direction.
How awesome would that be, just for you're over there killing off something and you jump over the other side of the table to take an objective. Anyway, keep going.
Yeah. They can't end on top of another unit or in impassable terrain. They can't assault in the same turn, but they can shoot and run as normal.
Yep.
The psychic powers they have are Hammerhand and Warpquake, which is in the start of the movement phase, lasts to the end of your next movement phase. All enemy teleport homers and other items of war gear that prevent deep strike scatter within 12 inches of the teleport strike squad cease to function while the power is in effect. Furthermore, any unit deploying by deep strike within 12 will automatically suffer a deep strike mishap.
Alright, Purgation Squad, which could be Purgation, I don't know. Basically, I think they're supposed to be the Grey Knights' heavy support choice. It's like a Devastator squad almost. Their stat lines, basic marine. They've got all the army-wide special rules. They've got their psychic power Tam-Man, which is looking like it's going to be an army-wide sort of thing. But they've got this special rule, which is astral aim, which sounds like it's going to be a bitch to play against. This power is used during the Grey Knight shooting phase. It's a psychic test, so once it's passed, the unit, including any independent character in it, can shoot at an enemy within range of their weapons, regardless of whether or not they can actually get line of sight to those models. But the target automatically gets a 4+ cover save. So that means if you've got a big line of sight blocker and you're hiding stuff behind it, they're not safe anymore. Alright, so I'll move on to the Tech Marine.